So last night I watched this film, The Amityville Curse. Oh, this movie. Where do I even begin? Okay, first off, this is the second time I saw it. And the first time I saw it, it was kind of like this crappy VHS print that hadn't held up well at all. You could barely see anything. Um, so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it on DVD. Maybe I wanted to give the movie a chance. Maybe the movie will be better if I see it in a better print. The answer is no. The movie is not better. I remember the first time I saw it, I was kind of stunned by how bad it was. It's amazing what a shift in quality between 4 and that film is. It's just astounding. I don't even know where to begin with this. So the opening is pretty much the only truly effective moment of the film for me. The major problem with this movie is that nothing makes sense. And because nothing makes sense, you don't care about anybody. And because you don't care about anybody, it is one of the longest 87 minutes of my life. And that is saying something, because I've sat through some really bad movies before. This one does not take the cake by any stretch, because it's not an offensive movie. It just seems like nobody gave a crap when they were making it. It's really unfortunate. I remember being so excited when I realized, oh, this is based off of a book by the guy who wrote the book for the second one, and I freaking love the second one. The second one's an amazing movie. It should get more respect than it does. This one was just purely awful. Oh man. So when you get to the ending, it's revealed that one of the people who's living in the house, which by the way is not the house, I don't fully have a problem with that. I just think it's kind of weird. I think it's a shame that they don't use the original the original movie house. I talked about that in the before section of this review. Okay, basic storyline before I get to the ending. Sorry about that. Basic storyline. This priest gets shot in a confessional. And that's at the very beginning. That's actually an effective moment. It's really creepy. It's really interesting. And then they take the priest's confessional that he died in, and they board it up inside this house. And then they, 12 years later, it's quite the jump, but 12 years later, someone buys the house and they take off running to try and repair this house. They do make, I paid attention, they do make reference to the second film. I thought that was really interesting. Especially considering it was not made clear to the public in the second film that Sonny was possessed. That was a theory that the priest had, and the priest was proven correct, and then that priest became possessed at the end of that film. But this film, they make reference to it, and it should be the same house that the second one was in. But no, it's not. And to anyone who actually worked on this movie and cared, I don't believe anybody did, but if anybody really did, I'm sorry. I was not impressed with anybody's performance in this movie. I just did not care. Oh, man. By the time we get to the ending, one of these people, and for some bizarre reason, this newlywed couple moves in with their group of friends, which I think is so weird. And it's never explained why or really what their kind of relationship together is. That's never defined. And then, when we get to the end, oh, there's this guy and he's been going around trying to kill people. It's like, I didn't even remember who that guy was. I knew he was one of the people in the house, but I was like, oh, was this the guy that got attacked by the dog in that one weird scene? Or was this another guy? I could not remember at all. Another thing that's interesting, this, like 3D, does, well, no, that's not true. Okay, I take that back. This one does have a priest in the opening. And in a flashback scene that explains the shooting. But there's no priest that's trying to intercede for a family, which has been a staple of the franchise to date. I mean, through these entries. It's explained that the guy who's going around killing people, he was this priest's illegitimate child. And he was super pissed that the priest turned his back on him to keep his priesthood, that he shot him. Yes! How did this guy become friends with everybody? That's not made clear. Other than, I think, okay. No, he was, oh, okay, it's starting to make more sense in my mind now. It's still not very clear. I blame the filmmakers. On this, they don't make it clear at all. The fiance, the one who... No, maybe there's a couple of different fiance couples. I'm not sure. One of the couples, they just got married. And this girl got married to this guy who was the illegitimate kid. Why is he going around trying to kill people? I don't think that's really established or made clear. He just sort of is. And he tries to kill his wife because they're newlyweds. I keep on saying fiance, but that's not a correct term. He tries to kill his wife, and he doesn't succeed. And there's a moment when they're looking through the wedding album, and the wife's blood pours onto his face, which is, oh, that's foreshadowing. But you forget about that by the time you get to the end, because so much boring stuff happens, and really, like, nothing happens throughout the piece, and no effect really strikes you or really stays with you. The only reason I can remember these things is because I saw it yesterday. In a week, I won't remember anything about this movie. The cover is awesome. That is an amazing poster. I love that poster. Okay, whoever made a poster for this movie should have gotten pretty much the movie's budget entirely, because that sells something, it promises something that's not there. This guy, who must have been commissioned, if he saw that piece, he would have been like, wow, this is terrible. Nobody's going to watch this unless I can really sell it with the artwork. But man, that artwork is phenomenal. It's great. By the way, that's a Region 2 DVD. This is the only entry in the franchise that is not available on DVD in the US. Is it really missed in the US? Nope. The movie is terrible. It is beyond horrendous. I cannot say enough negative things about this movie. If you're a purist like I am, you're going to watch it anyway, so you don't need me to tell you what to do with it. I don't think it's even good as like a bad movie, because you're not really laughing. You're just kind of befuddled the whole time. Anyways, what were my thoughts on the sixth entry in the franchise, Amityville 1992, It's About Time. And we'll get to that title very shortly. Well, you'll have to wait until tomorrow when I will go ahead and watch it. Double weekend, guys. I will catch you guys soon.